Reading The Hunger Games as an adult is a much different experience than when I read it when I was younger. The one thing that kept standing out as I read this book was just how young Katniss was. Her voice, like she was just a little baby. How dare that monster put her in that arena? You tell them, Poppy. You tell them. Yeah, they shouldn't treat kids like that, should they? Suzanne Collins just really nailed the voice and Katniss's perspective. And I love the way she balanced Katniss's strength, which is the thing that stood out most to me the first time I read this, with her insecurity, with just normal teen girl worries like, oh, like I have this friend back home and I never really thought about him this way, but now I'm in this situation where I'm kind of wondering about him. I'm starting to have feelings for this guy, but like they're in this impossible situation. And like you see her dress up for the first real time and she feels really pretty and she twirls in this dress and she knows it's kind of silly, but like it's just such an ordinary teen girl moment paired with this like horrific dystopian setting that stood out so much more now that I'm older, looking back on it, listening to her voice. It just was so much more horrifying reading it this time. And because of that, this reread was such an emotional experience for me. The first time I read it, I certainly felt sad at certain points, like with Rue's death. However, this time, even though I knew everything that was going to happen, I just found myself crying at so many different points because it just hit that much harder emotionally. It was also really great reading this after reading Sunrise on the Reaping. Like, I don't know if you can really see it, but all of these tabs relate to moments in Sunrise or details that came up in that book that make so much more sense now, having read that, coming back to this. Also, something else that really stuck out that really fits in with this whole like Katniss really is just a teen girl is in the way she relates to Haymitch and how she thinks that he hates her. And at the end, she's kind of starting to realize like, oh yeah, no, now I'm gonna have to mentor and that's gonna be really hard. That like he's treating her that way because he has been so hurt and broken having to lose so many kids that he wants to push them away and he doesn't like letting people close to him. And it just gives me like a whole new perspective because the first time you read it you're like, yeah, this guy's really such a jerk, but now after reading Sunrise you're like, I get it. I get it. But Katniss doesn't because she's just a normal teen girl who's dealing with her own insecurities and she doesn't really see it. And gosh, it just like really, just rereading this really just renewed my respect for Suzanne Collins as a writer. I understand like why this book has so much staying power. Just now, again, just yeah, rereading it as an adult, just wildly different experience than when I read this when it came out.